At this point, we're still stuck, technically stranded. Our house never flooded. The first 5 houses along the river, which are the houses furthest from the river, did not flood. I'm not sure about house number 6. I don't think it did, but then there are maybe 10 more houses down closer to the river, and those folks all got water in their basement. Almost nobody from Riverside evacuated because none of us thought it was going to be an issue, and frankly, none of our lives were at danger. On Saturday, they had to medevac. A man broke his leg on the lakeside, and they medevaced him out. And then on Saturday night, they medevaced an elderly man that was just, I think with the stress and everything, not doing great. And so he was medevaced out. The Red Cross and the Waterloo Fire Department were bringing in airboats, dropping off supplies. We never were without supplies. We were able to share with our neighbors. I always stock up on foods, always have a ton of food. I know that's hard to believe knowing me, but so we never needed food, still don't. But you know, and then folks on Sunday and Monday, folks were allowed to airboat out. They couldn't get back in once they left, but airboats were coming in between 3 and 5 and taking people out. So Maddie was home on spring break. She was supposed to go back to school Sunday. Of course, she couldn't leave. Emailed all her professors. We were still stranded yesterday. They thought they were going to have the roads repaired, or not the road repaired because that's going to take months, but they thought they were going to have a back way out for us, and they weren't able to get that road fixed properly. And so Brian and Maddie hoofed it out of here. They built a temporary little walking bridge, was put in on the section of our entrance that was washed out, that was gone. They put a walking bridge in, and that people can walk across that and then get up on the road where it's all buckled, and then you know, walk up to the next exit, because the road on both sides, the exit and the entrance ramps on both sides of our bridge from the highway, which is the only way out of here, are completely decimated, completely destroyed. So they walked a mile up to the next exit, and met my father-in-law, who, thank the Lord, is doing so much better. And he and my husband drove Maddie up to Sioux Falls, and then my husband can't get back into the neighborhood, so spent the night at his father's last night. We're hoping that today they will get that back way finally done, at least enough for 4-wheel drives, and we'll be able to at least get out of the neighborhood, maybe run to the grocery store, you know, do a few things, and that Brian will at least be able to sleep at home tonight and then go to work tomorrow. But it could be this weekend. So it's like, of all the horrible things that could have happened, it is the least bad. We are so fortunate. Wonderful neighbors, great people on every side, everybody working together. It was horrific watching what was going on in other towns. Friends of ours in Valley whose homes were destroyed, literally swept away. Friends whose businesses were destroyed. The theater in Valley, the community theater where my kids grew up doing theater, and Ryan did a ton of, you know, theater even there in high school, has water up to row G, completely submerged. $50,000 to $100,000 to repair and fix and recover from that for the little community theater nonprofit. It's I read an estimate yesterday. And please understand my tears, and I'm crying because we were so lucky. And, you know, ranchers that lost their whole cattle herd, calves that were drowned as they were born. It's calving season around here. There was a rescue llama farm in Valley where people took rescued llamas. This family took in rescued llamas, and it was kind of a llama sanctuary. All the llamas drowned. They tried, the waters came up so fast when that levee broke, they tried to, you know, open the gates and get the llamas out, and the llamas wouldn't leave, and the family barely got out, and the llamas all drowned. I mean, there's just, really horror stories after horror stories, and I don't even know. I don't even know. There's no place where to begin, and you all can read about it online and see what's going on online. I would ask that if you have some extra cash, any amount, to donate it to an organization. There are tons and tons of organizations in Nebraska that are in need of money, and you can, easily find where to donate. I read an estimate yesterday that they think that the recovery for just ranches and, cattlemen and farmers is going to be 700 billion plus. This is going to take years to recover from, not for us, personally, but it is going to be financially devastating to the state. South Dakota, Wisconsin, I think Minnesota, lots of states are in the same boat. I don't talk a lot about faith, but I will tell you that we felt absolutely blanketed with prayers during this time. We have never, the water ended up getting to within several feet of our home, and I don't understand how it didn't flood our basement. There were so many things that happened that if they had happened just a little bit differently, we would have really had problems. So I so appreciate everyone's prayers and thoughts and, words of encouragement. It means just so much. And so, yeah, but, the power of the human spirit is unbelievable and amazing, and we'll be fine, and we'll figure it out, and our goal when we get out of here, today, because our backyard is completely decimated, which I could care less. I really could absolutely care less about my backyard right now. There were so many toxins and waste and things in the river because houses were being destroyed and businesses and, all kinds of things. So we're not released to go start any kind of cleanup in the backyard yet, and I don't know when that will happen. I'm not too worried about that. As soon as we can get out of here, our goal will be to go maybe into Valley or maybe out to some friends' farms and help them with whatever they need. And then, we can work on our backyard over time this summer. And, I think it may be beyond Brian and my abilities at this point, but and I'll insert a picture of what that looks like. Here it looks like the moon. But that's okay. We can hire a company and no big deal. We'll get that figured out. That is like nothing. The way my backyard looks is how some people's homes look inside. So okay, I'm gonna have to split this into 2 videos at some point here. And then I actually have market haul, and I actually have a little bit of stitching and finishing, and I will do another video and show you that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so on to better and brighter things. Before the flood, I think we're gonna have, AF and BF before the flood and after the flood here for a while. Before the flood, I had an FFO. This is Holiday Hoopla. It's a Brenda Gervais, and I did this on a piece of fabric that I got at Julie's when I went out there last week before the flood, and finished it up in just a couple of days. I think it turned out oh so cute. I did use none of the called for colors. I used just stuff I had laying around, mostly Classic Colorworks and a little bit of DMC. And then finished it just as it was shown in the picture in a little hoop. I started it too far over on this side in an effort to save. I bought a big piece of this kind of lavendery fabric. And in an effort to save fabric, I started it too far over, and so I didn't have enough fabric over here to get in the hoop. So I had to add the buttons on the side, but I think it turned out cute. And I think I finished this on Friday morning before the flood. you know, once we couldn't get out, but before we actually started flooding. That's the only FFO I have. I've also been working on Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies, which I think is absolutely cute as can be. And also I bought the thread pack of, can't remember what they're called now. I have a ton of them. I use them for quilting all the time, but I bought the thread pack to do this with and can't find it because all of my stuff kind of got reorganized when we moved it. But that's okay. I just started pulling colors that I liked, and it was difficult to concentrate. A lot of people were texting me saying, oh, are you getting lots of stitching in? And I was not. I needed something to feel somehow in control. You know, we weren't trapped in our home. We could go out front and we could walk around the lake. It was dry. We couldn't leave Riverside and we couldn't go in the back. And we were watching the river rise. And so I ended up doing an Excel spreadsheet and charting out the rise of the river along with the National Weather Service. And so every hour I was updating that spreadsheet, and it just kind of helped me sort of focus on something that I could focus on and think about something besides, are we going to flood? Because at that point we kind of, you know, there was nothing we could do. And so I didn't get a lot of stitching done. I think I get stitched not at all on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday a little bit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday a little bit, and then yesterday quite a bit more. But on Monday and Tuesday when I started stitching, I think I've restitched these letters 3 times because mistake after mistake after mistake, I think because I just couldn't really concentrate. So they're in there now. I added a little bit of Krynic as the blue to give it a little bit of bling. And yeah, just cute, cute, cute. So I love this chart, and it was a fun little chart to start on. I had texted Stephanie at Just Keep Stitching is working on that as well, and she's been posting her progress. And so I shot her a text and said, hey, I started this, thanks for the inspiration. It's giving me something to think about other than the flood. And so, you know, appreciated that. I worked just a little bit on Pink House Sampler, mostly because this is kind of a little more intensive chart. I did finish the house. Oh, no, I didn't finish the house, but I finished this middle section, which is the biggest section of the house. And then I added a little bit more grass, and because that's just fill in. I think I did one more flower. So I love the house. Oh, I'm super pleased with how that's turning out. And then I got to start. This is one of my, I do have my Market bag here, and I'll go through and show you what I got from Market. But one of the big things that I had Julie do, I think I ordered about 10 things from Julie from Market, and a few things from Jen, and a couple things from Teresa. And one of the things that I think I ordered actually through Julie was a Savior's Praise, which is a kitten stitcher, or yeah, is this a Shakespeare's Peddler, which is also kitten stitcher, Teresa Vanette. Design that I just saw in when she showed in her video, and I think there is nothing about this that I don't absolutely love. And my very favorite part, well, my favorite part is the fact that the border is not you know, just a monotonous same old border, but there are different things all over in the border, and my favorite thing is the ship in the border. And so I went out to Julie's a couple days before this all happened, and she helped me pick out some fabric, and I said, I'll go ahead and do this on 40 count because it's so big. And this is 40 count raw natural linen. And I did start it, but I may restart it because I am struggling a little bit with the 40 count. So I don't know. I wrote Jen last night and asked her if she had, I figured out I would need a piece of 26 by 29 32 count, because this is 313 by I think 339 in thread count, and she's checking to see. But I did get a little bit of work on it. I started in the middle, and I love it. It's such a fantastic chart. And now that I see that, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should just stick to it. So I'm kind of a couple thoughts. I may get a magnifier, like a magnifying lamp, or stronger cheaters. So we'll see. Or I may restart it on 32 count. I don't know. Doing it in all the called for.